Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Tracy, not afraid of color. My friends call me T. Today is part 2 of our fun with color theory, and we're going to be working with red today. And I have pulled out a piece of, where's my paper? This is mixed media paper. It's Diane Revelry, I don't know. Because I'm going to be working with a lot of wet mediums. And what we're doing today is we're going to do something I saw, and a friend of mine reminded me this morning. Our friend Jim, reminded me this morning about a blackout technique, which is also basically redaction. And so that's what I'm going to do. And so I've taken out a whole bunch of red things, like red pattern papers, red textiles, red washi tapes, all kinds of red things. So the idea today is monochromatic. And so in order to get monochromatic, that means one color. Now, when I'm doing monochromatic with one color, neutrals can be added to that color. So that's how I'm going to do it. And so create red monochromatic. For this page, you'll create a background and focal image all based on the primary color of red. Use several different tones, shades, and values. You could do layered ink smooshing with water reactive ink. Just everything on the page needs to be red, and you may use your free colors as accents. So the free colors again are the neutrals, blacks, and whites. And what I have here, let's move all this stuff, is I have this magazine. Hi, Jim. This is from 1965. And before you freak out that I'm tearing up this magazine, let me explain something to you. When I die, all this stuff's going in the trash. I promise you that. Not one of my family members would want to keep any of this stuff. It's just not their style. So this is from 1965 and it's quite torn up. And I picked this page right here because it's nice big lettering, so that's very helpful. And what I want to do, and then I also picked, because I'm going to do some collage, I picked this page right here. Not entirely sure that I'm going to use it, but I did pick it out in case I wanted to add a big focal point. And so I'm going to take this page out. Hold your breath. Old magazines are old. And instead of doing blackout, I'm going to do my redactions with parchment paint. So parchment color paint. So the first thing you do is you select the words that you want to expose. So I like the word devoted, so I'm just going to draw a little, and I'm going to keep over to this side as much as possible. Let's see. The idea is to make a poem out of it, but I am not a poet. Devoted, talk a good. Speeches, okay. I think talk. You can do words or sentences. Different, that's one of my favorite words. Okay. I don't want enemy, I don't want army. Watch. I don't think I want to go any farther over than that. Fierce. Sharpened. Why not? And I'm just drawing a light square around them. Hey, bug. Ooh, I like savage. And my mind. Awkward. awkward and novel, I think. Let me erase that line because I'm going to go over this with Mod Podge. Friends. Um, I'm not seeing anything else that looks positive. Talk of fun, I like that. Okay, so I've picked out some words. And now what I kind of want to do is just utilize this piece of paper here so I can draw around how big I want it. I want it smaller than the paper, but this will give me an idea. Oops, I accidentally tore out 2 pages. That's okay, I might use some of those. Hey, Cheryl. And Stephanie had pointed out that she doesn't have a lot of the colors like I have last night. So I want to point out that you can use anything for this. And where is my ruler? There it is. So I'm going to tear just beyond that. If I can see it. I've done it so light I can't even see it. Did I not draw the line on the top? Apparently I didn't. So there's lots of blank space to collage around in. Get that as straight as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Goals and all have to be perfect. This stuff's super easy to tear because it's so old. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to Mod Podge this to this. Oh, I think I need it shorter. I think I want it shorter. Not that much. Let's try and get that as straight as I can. I'll work on that surface. So monochromatic red. Okay, that's where I like it. I think I want adult life too. I'm just seeing if there are any words that I want on this side. No. Okay. So, Mod Podge. And I'm going to try and get this open, baby. Oh, I didn't remember to wipe the lid off last time I used it. There we go. Whew. Didn't think that was going to happen. And I really want to, I don't want this quite as thick as it is. So I'm just going to grab this cup right here. I'm just going to dump these little stamps out and I'll put them someplace else in another one of these little cups. This is what I bought these cups for, and yet I ended up putting other stuff in them. Let's wipe that off so I can get the lid back off and on easier. So I have my biopsy later today and ultrasound. Nervous as heck. I won't get any results today, obviously, but I'm nervous about the procedure itself. So I can get this lid back on here. And then I'll just take a little bit of water. Water that down just a wee bit. And let me get my messy paper. Where are you? This one will work. I think. I do a lot of alcohol ink on this one, as you can see. I'm just going to mix that up, and then I'm just going to paint this with the Mod Podge. Again, this is mixed media paper, so it handles, wet medium very well. If you don't have mixed media paper, you can use watercolor. Use regular paper if you want to. You just have to be a little bit more careful. I got glue all over my hands, of course. Once I lay this down, it's down, pretty much down. Spreading that out really well so that it dries quicker. Making sure it's going all the way to the edges. Get that out of the way, and I'll give that a quick dry. Hi, Chow. Then we'll start the redacting process. So you can see that I have all different values of red, all pretty much dyed, like these were dyed with the same ink, just different materials, so they took the ink differently. And I dye my stuff with ink. You can dye it with Rit dye or Kool-Aid or whatever. And this may buckle a little, and it's not a big deal because I'm going to be adding more wet medium, but that's why I wanted to put the Mod Podge down first as kind of a primer. And as soon as it doesn't feel sticky, I move on to another spot and try not to keep it all in one spot at once. But it dries pretty quickly. So I'm done here. I'm going to go downstairs and do some housework and then take a shower at the last minute. So I haven't gotten all sweaty and gross because, I am going to a gynecologist. So there's that. I'm going to come in and grab the back side. To see what happens if you lay it down, it'll have some condensation there of the fluid from the water in the Mod Podge, and it'll lay in that wet, so flipping it over and wiping that down is a good idea. And guys, I've never done this before, so we're doing this brand new to it together, and it may turn out a huge flop. I'm ready for that. Now I have a small paintbrush here because I'm going to grab some of this. Let me grab a dirty. Every once in a while, I'll sit down and clean all of these. I've got the parchment, and I want to keep devoted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint around the words that I want to keep first. Oops, try not to get it on the word if you can help it. I really need to have this closer to me, but then you can't see what I'm doing. I need a thinner, smaller brush there for those little tiny areas. Hey, Nima. Little tiny areas like this because I want different and talk. And I just buried the word talk, kind of. Not too much, though. You can still read it. But this is definitely not a poem. Watch. Dang it, Bobby, be more careful. Fierce, sharpened, savage, and my mind. Happy Friday. Mad scientist lives, yeah. Uh, and I'm thinking I might add my own words in too. That's why I took out my little wooden letters. But again, I'm not a poet. Awkward novel. Depending on the book you do this or book page. And listen, friends, if you loathe the idea of painting in a book, just scan it and print it. Okay, friends. Talk of fun. I knew there was one more here somewhere. And it might take more than one coat, but just keep in mind that I'm going to be covering a lot of this as well. So now that I have the ones outlined, I can make bigger strokes and just completely redact all of this. Yep, it's going to take more than one coat. I'm not a poet and I know it. Hi, Frida. Have a great weekend yourself. Now, if you're using black, you could probably easily redact this in one coat. And it doesn't have to be perfectly redacted, so you could still see the words underneath if you want. You can see already that I'm getting some poking out, and I'll be kind of outlining those words as well with the black, probably my black or red Posca. No, most of this side I'm going to be covering. Watch. And I tried to pick out, mostly positive words. It's not easy to always be a positive person. Sometimes you can't help it, or I can't help it. I don't know about you. I can't help but go to the dark place. You could use any kind of paint to do this. You could do it with Sharpies, color crayons, whatever you have. The main thing that we're focusing on, and even though you see me working in the color parchment, is our color. Oh, shoot. I wanted to keep fierce. Okay, let's see if I can wipe that off. I didn't notice that. because the color is so close to the color of the magazine. I mean, it's not that close, but you know, want to keep sharpened. Want to keep savage, even though savage isn't always positive, but it can be. Like, I make a savage lasagna. So it just depends on the context. Yeah, it has, Frida. I haven't seen you in a while. Now, this would be particularly stark if you were using, you know, a newer book page that was, you know, fully black and white instead of an old 1960s magazine page. But you can use a magazine article or, you know, Reader's Digest article. You're going to get the most descriptive words in a like a biography, an article about someone. Okay, and then I've got a lot that I can do big now because let's get that coated around. That's all that I have redacted. Could do a lot more if you wanted to. Just depends on the words. I don't want words about war and all that kind of crap. Not in my journal, it's not. Unless my journal is about war, which it's not. It's about color. I mean, I've been doing all right. I hope you've been doing well. You're there in Texas, aren't you, Frida? I think you are, if I'm not mistaken. So I can already come up and do a second coat up here. Because this stuff, if you put it out thin enough, dries pretty fast too. And I don't want to, I want to leave some showing. I'm just going to kind of blob some paint here and there. Now, I don't mind if it comes out the edges. Thought my cat was rubbing on my leg. I leave my door open when I come in here to do lives and stuff so she can come in and hang out. And I made a spot for her, but she's still so shy that if I see her in that spot, she runs away. And it's a spot right under the window. So perfect. But she's a weirdo. So that's, you know, devoted, talk different, watch fierce, sharpen, savage, my mind, awkward, novel, friends, talk of fun. That's definitely not a poem. But if I add my own words, it could be. Okay, let's get those washed out. I don't want to leave them in the water there. So it'll wreck them. Not that they're spendy paintbrushes or anything, but I still want to be able to use them again. Okay, where is a rag? Right here. Just leave those lay to dry. This one, the Doesn't go all the way up to the top of the whatever that edge thingy is called. Let's go ahead and dry that. Yay, 2 days in a row. Can you ask why I'm doing this? Well, I'm making an art journal page and I'm practicing um an art form called blackout poetry. Only I'm not using black because we're doing color theory and today's color is red. But a free color, all free colors are neutrals and blacks and whites. So it's an art journal page. So there can't ever really be an actual why to an art journal page. It just is. I hope that makes sense. Morning, Shanna. So, what if I did? I am devoted to friends who talk, I probably should have left who, talk about different subjects. I watch with fierce judgment. No, I don't know. Let me see. Let me get a piece of paper here and write this down just in case. You guys help me if you can think of words that will help this be more poetic. Devoted to friend, IENDS, who talk a good line of crap. No, a different, talk about different, different what? If you want to, Delise. Friends who talk about different what? Birds? Different art. No, that just doesn't, it doesn't feel right. Different lasagnas. No. I like fierce loyalty, Cheryl. Let's just do subjects. I just want a different word than subjects. Anybody got a thesaurus around? I watch TCA with fierce devotion and savage. Savage what? Uh, Subject, topic. Topic, that's a good one. Thank you. I watch with fierce devotion to the savage passion, hearing the story in my mind. Maybe. Flowers, different flower. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Watch with fierce devotion to the savage passion. Um, of the story, the topic in my mind. That, yeah, okay. Not some awkward. I don't want to do too many. WK novel. But friends who talk of fun. Okay, that may be way too much work. And my letters are a little big. Let me see if my smaller letters will be better. Nah, they're not much. Yeah, they're kind of smaller. They're just a pain in the patootie. Okay, I am devoted. I am. In my art. Where? Wait. Ah. These just, I feel, are too big. So maybe I'll just skip that whole thing. I need smaller ones of these, don't I? Or I could cut out tiny letters from the rest of the page, but that would just be a pain in the tush. Oh, I like that word. I like that. I think I'm going to leave them. I'm not going to do all that. Just because these letters are too big and I don't want my experiment to fail. She said, Tootie. Da, 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 who did? It wasn't me. Wasn't me. Okay. So now I can get to the collage portion of this. And this is where the scraps come in. So for instance, I've got some papers here. Let's start with this red one. And I'm just going to use my little ruler here to tear the strip off. I can't tell how big my strips are. I want them small. And I'm just going to kind of do as I go. And so I'll be using two different glues. I'll be using my Beacon 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac for the fabric pieces and regular glue. New John, baby girl. Tell us more. Don't get me started. Let me come in here. And then I think I will grab this piece of scissors. Forgot to get the scissors out. There we go. You could sew this if you want to, but I'm not going to. I'm not trying to sew anything. Because that's not something, that's not the point of this whole thing. Let's see, where did I put the glue? want to tuck something under that. So okay, let's go. Got this little piece of scrap here. And I'm not edging around these things at all. And I'm not trying to make them perfectly lined up with the sides. Let's see here. Here's something red. Kind of slide that up under there if it will go. If it won't go, then it won't go, and I don't want to cover my words. Okay, let's do, I think I want to do just a tiny, let's do a little postage stamp. Because I do want to leave some areas blank too. I think that will go right. Nope, I won't go there. It'll go here though. Hey, be still. And then let's do, you guys, can you see that? That came out of an I Spy book. I don't know if I'll put that in there or not. I don't know. Where's that other page that I was looking at? It might be just too big. Where'd the magazine go? Here it is. I don't know that I necessarily want a picture of Winston Churchill in my thing, but I might. He was an interesting guy. See, I like this right here. And it doesn't necessarily have to be Churchill. It could be anybody. Oh, that's fun, Paula. Okay. I'm going to cut them off here. Which is why I wanted to leave a little bit of a big space over here so that I could do some resemblance of collage. And I'll probably just cut off his hands. We don't need his hands. Who needs hands? I can't feel my feet. Wait, I don't have any feet. Smoking something. An old stogie he has found. I don't know. It's weird. Oh, it might be a paintbrush. I don't know. So just going to show that you can use just magazine pages. You don't have to have all these supplies. Have whatever you want. Use whatever you have. Just do something and do it with the color prompts, because the point is to, especially if it's a color you don't love. I'm sorry, but red's my favorite color. No, I'm not sorry, but you know, maybe you don't like that color. It's good for you to stretch your mind and allow it in. Hey, Cordelia. Th this these right here, these came from the Tim Holtz, the new Tim Holtz papers, and this is the red set, and I just cut them all out. So they come on all one page, and I just cut them out. I sat there and fussy cut those in my bedroom watching TV. Make get him to lose a little weight here. I like it. So for that, I want Mod Podge. So I'm going to need a paper towel to dry off my brush. And if you guys do this method, and nobody says you had to, you do it any way you want to do it. Do what you want. Um, where was I? I was going to say something. Words. I don't know what words I was just about to use. No idea. Sorry, guys. My mind is not really here today, but I really wanted to make sure that I stayed on task with this particular series as to not be a total flake. Not be a total flake. Where's my heat tool? Mod Podge dries pretty quickly. And I'm not mad that there's wrinkles in it. And I'm using a matte Mod Podge, by the way. Oops. I never can cut those straight. That's why I hate cutting edges off, because I suck at it. Okay, let's do some more colored paper here. I found this page and it's got some red on it. Get that here. Oh, it is hard to chat on the phone. Okay, quiet, Cordelia. Everybody be quiet. Let's grab a piece of washi. Now I'm starting to get messy here. You guys know what happens. I just get messy. Start losing things. I know I have black and white washi, and that's what I want. You know what else I have is I have a pad of Tim Holtz words, just words, which would really be nice here. Okay. And I have this thing, which I could staple on. I don't want to cover his head though. It's too big for here, and I don't want to really cut it off, but I could. And maybe I will, just because I kind of like it right there. Let's do that with staples. And those are Transparencies by Tim Holtz. I noticed that YouTube automatically, um, I want to use this one too, that YouTube automatically kind of links products or mentions products or something like that. I don't know. Let's do that one. But these you need to either sew on or staple on because they're transparent. Okay. Now I've got some Posca pens here. I also took out my, and since I put Mod Podge on here, it can work as a, you know, um, you know, primer. I'm just thinking if I want to do his hat red or not. I think I'll just give him a red tie. That might not be red enough for my taste. Let's add a little extra red. Okay. Let's cover some more. This is kind of a Christmassy red, and I absolutely love this red. I'll go that way. Let's cut it off at the crinkly part. And for this, I'm going to use my beacon. The only thing I hate about this stuff is if it's not full, it takes forever to shake it down. Words are flowing out. I got a song stuck in my head thanks to a friend of mine who posted it. I can't find the lid, and I just had it because I just took it off. Oh, duh. Yeah, I usually watch videos on my iPad because sometimes I'll watch them on my phone, and that's when I don't do as much chatting because my fingers just don't like to, cooperate. Okay, and then maybe I'll do a little bit of collage over here. I took out some red buttons. Hang on. A little heart-shaped button. Maybe I can put that on him. Got some red mushrooms. Red labels. I don't want to lose my words there. I don't like the red heart. I do love this big red flower, and then there's plenty to cover over here too, but you don't necessarily have to cover the whole thing. I think I'm going to do the mushrooms. Do this first. Time is it? Okay, yeah. Like to get these done in an hour or less, but it might not be. It just depends on how complex you want to go with your prompt. Now, my prompt says the background needs to be red, so I really need to do some more filling in there. Let's see here. I have this red and white. This is not too shabby paper, I think. Yeah, I'm not gonna put, well, I might put more words from the sticker book, but I'm not gonna try and do a poem out of them. And the reason for that is because my stamps are too big. It just would take up the whole page, and that's not what I'm trying to do here. That's not the point of the lesson. The point is to work with colors. And I probably should have used a different glue there, but I think I'm going to use one of those buttons. That one. I like that button. It's fun. Okay, I'm gonna grab my red pasta. I'm gonna highlight these words by just drawing red around them. Oops, I probably should have done that before I put my button down. That's kind of fun. I want to do that again. I want to find a better book though. This doesn't have a bunch of words about war. Um, there was something on my mind right here. Okay, so I've got all these little words, and I think I can get them to work. Dear devoted, what? Okay. Imagine. I love that word. I just got paint on my hand. Imagine devoted. I'm looking for the word people. Arts. Come on. We have the word with. Probably do. There's sometimes I have a hard time seeing them. Okay, not on that page. Let's try the white page. I've had these forever. No, the word with is not on here. Imagine devoted hearts. Talk different. Talk different what? Dreams. Oh, this is fun. I'm glad I thought of that. uh, watch. What do we want to watch? Watch creative. Sister, brother, faith, mother, imperfection. Let's see if I have that in white. That's perfect. You guys think so far? Okay, watch creative, imperfect. Be fierce. I know the word be is here. It has to be. Has to be. Be. By is. Why is the word be not here? Come on, Tim. I need be. Okay, I know the word a is here. Letter A, whatever. So we'll do that. A fierce, sharpened, savage. Let's see if imagination is here. There's imperfection. I like support. I mean, what word was I looking for? Imagination. It's not here. We'll do understanding. Hey, Linda. Oh, you found a bee? Oh, man. Okay, let me find it. You said it's on the third line far right. You guys are better than me. Okay, yay. But A works here instead of B. My mind after an awkward novel. Ah, not. I know Anne is here because I saw it. Now I don't see it. There it is. Not an awkward novel, friends. There, we've got more words. And so I just need a little bit more filler, not a bunch. I don't want a bunch. I just don't feel like it needs it. In fact, I'm feeling it's fine the way it is. So, thank you everybody for all of the ideas, including Jim this morning who popped this in my head. Where is my book? I'm going to glue this into the book and we're going to call this day finished. So here's yesterday's. Here's today's. I might staple that in because it is rather warped. And I don't, actually I do. So what's cool about this is it can be laid flat so that I can magnet this down. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Well, thank you. Yeah, I love the red. And so red is in the books. The next time, which is Thursday, next Thursday, we'll be doing orange red. And my plan for that, especially you grunge lovers will want to be here, is rust. And it's, if you have the prompts in front of you, you'll see that it is also, ooh, where'd they go? Complementary. And so the complementary color to red orange is, guess what? Teal. So that even makes for better rust because then you've got rust and patina and then all your free colors. And just remember the whole point of this is to have fun. I did in the document, which is linked down below the first video, I did put a link to a page that you can read that goes deeper into color theory. And then you have your friend Google or DuckDuckGo or whatever you use. I've kind of moved away from Google and I'm using DuckDuckGo. And the reason isn't about privacy necessarily. The reason is that let's just say I look up, Mike says, can you look up XYZ? Then the next thing I know, my feed is just flooded with that crap that I only wanted to know just a little bit about the subject or, you know, where to buy or something like that. So, um, I wanted to go to a browser that didn't do that to me or a search engine that didn't do that to me. But it takes a little getting used to if you've been Googling forever. So Cheryl, on in my group, in my Facebook group where I announced this is a link to it, and also on the very first video that I did, which was yesterday. The link is in the description box, and I'll try and remember to put it in this one too. But I'm not myself today. I've got a lot going on, so I don't know that I'll get to it. I got a lot to do still, and then you know, I'm just a little scared person to go get that biopsy done for many reasons, as you can understand. Okay, that's pretty much stuck down. It doesn't take that long for that glue to take hold. And on this notebook, by the way, I glued on each page where I plan on gluing my stuff, I glued 3 pages together so that it would, you know, have the strength to be able to handle. And there's our red page, friends. So, and then I could do pocket back here, put more red ephemera in the pocket if I want. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Um, or I could write notes or whatever on the back side because I only want single-sided pages. So monochromatic red, and that's what we did. and with our free black, white, and neutrals. And the craziest poem you ever did see. I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'm looking forward to, a couple of the things that I'm watching with new episodes tonight, or today. Later today when I get back, maybe I can just lay in bed and watch TV. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and tell your friends, share the video, leave a comment, all the YouTubey things. And I'll see you guys next time. So the next class will be next Thursday. I may have a pop-up live in between, but I won't be covering this. I'll just be doing normal stuff. So take care. Have a great day. Bye.